So yeah, since Melody's doing two-handed, and Oleon's doing two-handed. There are two-handed stabs for the wizard, but if you stick with the one-handed stabs, which isn't a bad choice, then the shield will help. It's funny because all three of those characters, even the hero can have two-handed weapons, but you've given him the best piece of gear that's not two-handed, and the only weapons that are stronger would be the hero sword, and I think there might be one weapon that's stronger but cursed. I'm not sure. It's been a while. I love how you can buy a cursed weapon in Dragon Warrior 3, and you did it. You bought it, and it made me laugh.
I was so upset. It was
Double-edged
so
sword.
expensive.
It is. Actually, it's a really good power weapon, but some people don't like it because of its curse.
It's unreliable. That's my main problem with the curse weapon. It's like, yeah, great, it has huge attack power, but it's unreliable. I prefer to minimize the RNG as much as possible, and curse kind of brings that RNG up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, this poison breath is getting really annoying.
Don't cure poison till after combat. It doesn't do that much damage each round.
No, but I need to kill the fucking ice fly quickly.
Okay, I'm just saying, don't cast Squelch or anything. Just
I'm gonna
muscle through
tingle it. I'm gonna tingle it.
No, muscle through it. You need the DPR. Forget.
I know I need the DPR. That's why I want one of my two hitters up.
The hitters are up.
No, Melody is paralyzed.
Oh, right.
Zen. Pay attention.
I'm looking at the damn list.
Pay attention.
Okay, fine. I'll divert my attention. I will. I'm actually doing the legwork. Ow. Guys, man. That's why I suggested running from people that aren't face trees. Maybe you can do it.
But I need the XP and the GP.
You need the money, you need the levels, I understand that.
First I need the XP, then I need the GP.
Then I need the AP. Well,
then you get the women. God damn it, we're paralyzed again!
You brightened my evening, thank you.
I'm happy for you. Truly.
And you just got in from work and you're exhausted. And
I'm already like annoyed because I just got home from work and now this shit. Well, I guess I didn't just get home from work. I got home from work about an hour ago, but still.
Well, I messaged you and said if you're game, and you're like, yeah, I'm cool. So I wasn't like, kill us. Yay. 4 damage. Yeah, just keep attacking.
Well, I was kind of looking forward to, like, some story stuff today, and then nobody in that town had anything to say about anything. They're like, hey, there's a volcano north of us.
Volcano.
But it sucks up there, so,
Step
good luck. Look,
Step guard.
Thanks, guys. you're yeah. Nah.
Oh, by the way, volcano up there. On our ship, I'll entertain chat with a story. It's not a long story, and it's not even a bad one. It's a very short story, but it's something. On our ship, we had a powder coat facility, and our shop ran it.
What is a powder coat facility?
Powder coat, yeah.
What is that?
Powder coat is the best way I can describe it is a rubberized paint product. That's the best way I can describe it.
Oh, okay. All right, sure.
It's paint, but it's paint you apply with a static charge and then bake.
Right. Okay.
Powder. It comes off. It vacuums and sweeps up. Doesn't stain. Oh, yay! Pulse. You got Pulse. She's gonna get some cool spells now that she's a sage.
It's Pulse too.
So we were gonna get a new oven because our old oven was pretty old. So and these ovens aren't cheap. I think the Navy spends like 80,000 on these ovens. So like, okay, well, we got the oven down on the docks in the storehouse. Okay, how are we gonna get it on the ship? Well, we're gonna actually cut a hole in the side of the ship and crane it on. That's what we had to do. And we weren't gonna cut the hole in the ship. The welding shop was gonna do that. So there's a gigantic bureaucratic process to cutting a hole in the side of the ship. So it took a long time. The oven is out there, and there's no shelter for it, right? So we knew if we left it out there, it would be ruined. So we said, okay, take this roll of plastic wrap, like gigantic industrial rolls of plastic wrap, wrap the shit out of that oven. I think we exhausted an entire roll of plastic wrap, which would have cost the Navy a hell of a lot less money than replacing that oven again. So,
if it's stupid and it works, it isn't stupid.
We wrapped that oven up so thick. I think there was about like almost 2 inches of fucking plastic around that thing, but it was good. It was safe because the tangential in the same story, the Motor Rewind shop had gotten an oven in as well. They did not wrap their oven, and by the time they actually got the ability to cut the hole in the ship to get their oven in, the oven had rusted through and it was useless, and they had to send it back and then get another one because they didn't protect it. And so when they took the oven back, they got a chit, CHIT. They got a chit from the ship's home port, which was like in Virginia, saying we're not going to ship you another oven. So, all we're going to do for you is ship coils that you're going to have to replace. So your aging oven is only ever going to be only thing you're going to get for it is new heating coils once in a while.
Just replacement parts.
Yeah, which is bad because
Right.
the oven itself was old technology. I mean, they really needed this new oven because they melt. Wow, they melt off the copper. Like to wound a motor up in copper wire, that's what they do. They rewind motors, big ones. Really cool stuff. They first bake the motor and melt off the copper in this big ass oven.
Zen.
What?
I thought you said it was a short story.
That was tangential. So okay, back to my story. Then we protected our oven, and they're craning it on.
And it was, you were better for having done that.
Right. Well, the second part of the story, I guess, is when we're craning it on, they had to weld a giant pad eye into our shop because they put little tracks and they wenched it forward because the crane can only lift it so like to the side of the ship. Then you have to wench it into the shop.
Are the stupid face trees out here, are they kind of this area's notorious monster? Because I haven't seen any since we started looking for them.
No, they're not notorious.
Pulse lowers intelligence on weaker monsters, truth. I looked it up. And that seems kind of not that great.
I think Face Tree is notorious. Let me look up his stat here.
He showed up with other monsters, so I don't think he is, but I haven't seen him in a while, so...
Face Tree he's the rare monster.
He is?
I just looked it up.
Damn it.
But you see, you'd still be fighting the rare monster, the Gyro Carlin.
Yeah, it's still gonna be about similar.
And this upgrades both of your characters if you get the Face Tree.
That's true. That's true. Ultimately, I am saving time.
Ultimately, you are.
Hopefully.
Face Tree is... He's a rare monster, but he's not the notorious monster.
Oh. Okay.
Just like, yeah, he's rare, but the notorious monster is the Atar.
So, Face Tree is like the uncommon monster, then.
Yeah, he's just harder to find, but he's not the notorious. So, yeah. Once you get enough gold and some levels, then start running. If it'll let you run.
I still need that XP, though. And by the time I have...
This could be a grinding episode. We did a couple grindings anyway. I mean, we did story last episode.
Well, we're grinding in a new area. We got some upgrades. It's cool. It's
Dragon
cool.
Scale. Sweet. You might need some of those. Nice. Every time I see Aruba, I think of the song.
Aruba, Bahama, Tom,
Yeah.
Pretty Mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo?
Exactly.
We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow.
That's
That's where we wanna go.
Way
Way
down
down
in
in Kokomo.
to make that monster right stay.
See, you probably you probably grew up on some Beach Boys, also, didn't you?
A little bit.
What kind of music did your parents listen to?
My mother listened to country and I hated country, so my dad didn't listen to music really. I mean, actually, my dad listens to. Now he likes to listen to The Times They Are A-Changin' by whatever that guy's name is.
Right.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. What once was first will soon be last, because the times they are a-changin'.
I'm really, really bad with band and singer-songwriter names.
Anyway, he's all in the 60s. Like, he's lost in the 60s still, so... Like,
A lot of good music came out of the 60s, so...
that's his thing, and I didn't grow up... I mean, I grew up with technically, like in middle school, alternative static was the newest thing in the 90s.
Alternative static.
That was the newest thing in the 90s. If you want examples, like Baby Got Back was rap, but it was classified under alternative static.
Was it really?
Yeah, for a while.
I would classify it as maybe like...
Alternative static was there was like a bunch of songs that classified as alternative static. I don't know.
I've never heard it referred to as alternative static. Never heard.
Yeah, because the radio station XL 106.7 was the station that did alternative static rock, and
I would still classify Baby Got Back as
it's rap, basically.
Rap and hip hop.
It's not really rap. It's more hip hop than rap. And they called it alternative for a while, but alternative everything got lumped in it, and they didn't know how to classify it. It's like when you try to classify a game like Killer 7 and you can't do it.
Oh
like,
right, yeah. Like, how do we describe this?
You can't.
Does this have a genre? No, it's kind of its own genre. No, just go with it.
Killer 7 is a genre. I own the game and played it. It really is its own genre.
That is one that I'm sadly missing from my collection. Actually, I want to grab all of the Suda games.
That's a good one.
Killer 7, No More Heroes, Lollipop Chainsaw was another one of his.
I remember that. I didn't buy it, but I remember seeing it for sale for a while.
I would totally play that one.
Angry Joe reviewed that one actually, and he gave it like average reviews because I mean it wasn't.
You know, I heard that like for what it is, like it's a good action game.
Apparently,
and it's a Suda 51 game, and apparently it's him kind of toned down. So
yeah,
the guy's kind of bonkers. He's like the Quentin Tarantino of video game developers. He makes just like really good but kind of off the wall weird stuff that initially you see and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? And then you're like, oh yeah, Pulp Fiction was an amazing movie.
Face Tree. Dilapidate works well on him.
Dilapidate?
Yeah. It says as he attacks twice per turn, he's weak to fire. It suggested you use Dilapidate. Dilapidate. Date.
Dilapidate.
If none are available, treat him like a boss and use buffs. Obviously.
Damn! 506 damage.
That's boss. That's awesome. So you could like enchant fire on yourself and then dilapidate and then throw Frizzle. Saigan got level 25.
We're getting levels.
Getting all the levels.
Get them levels.
Zombies. Good boy. He's a little drooly, but he's good.
Zom.
Dragon Warrior 7, in the Thief's Hideout, the Hork is the cook, and he loogies in the food.
Great.
He actually got to the top of the intelligence branch for a while because he stole someone's thinking cap, and then you get it back, and then you can put it on. You can put it on anyone, and you get top of the list like right away. It's a good strategy to do that because the longer you play the game, the more the list shuffles, and the higher your stat has to be to get number 1.
Which game is this?
Dragon Warrior 7.
I need to play it. I'm gonna play it. I swear I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna get back to doing.
When you get 7,000 subs, you're gonna play it. You're gonna marathon it.
I need. Well, no.
Chat, we talked about this. Saigan's gonna do a marathon of 7 days, 7 hours each for 49 hours, and he'll get through Dragon Quest 7.
Whoa. You might have talked about this with chat, but I didn't.
No, I talked about it with you.
I don't think I can beat Dragon Warrior 7 in 49 hours, first of all.
You can.
Second of all, what I was thinking of doing was, like, doing a week of Dragon Warrior 7, but I can't do that until, like, I'm doing this for a job.
I think at 7K subs, you might be there. Maybe your Patreon will be 2K.
No, you need about 1 million views.
Well, I didn't mean like 7 days straight. I meant like you do a day and then another day.
You need like 1 million views a month before you're like making an earnable wage off of YouTube.
No, I didn't mean. Like I said, I didn't mean like you do it all in 7 day stretch. I meant you do a day that you can get a day available, like, and then you do another day. Like you break it up as far as it needs to be broken.
Right.
That's what I was trying to get at.
I mean, like, if I sit down and focus, then I could burn through Dragon... Actually, you know what I really need to do? I need to LPDQ 4 because I just hit 4,000 subscribers.
You did?
I did.
When's the next holiday?
Well, that's the thing is on Labor Day, I'm doing Phantasy Star.
Right, because that was one of your perks.
And then after that is Earthbound. Like, I've run out of good holiday weekends this year to do it.
No, you haven't. Oh, well, I was gonna say Labor Day, but you just reserved that. How about Halloween's not a holiday; it's an observation. You could do Thanksgiving Saturday, which is after dinner on Thursday.
I don't get that day off.
Really? A lot of people do. Okay. I was thinking that maybe
Thanksgiving Saturday? People get the Saturday after Thanksgiving off?
Well, I never worked on that Saturday. Unless it was Navy, of course. I mean, you know.
Yeah, truth. I already ran into a face tree earlier. Actually, I ran into 2 face trees earlier.
And you got a branch from it, but we've used it.
Like, I got here, they kicked my ass, I managed to kill them, and then I haven't seen one as soon as I started looking for them.
As soon as you look for them. He needs 2, so we can upgrade 2 shields. Pass 1 down as a hand-me-down and make a bone shield. And the gear upgrade will be really useful. Beast hide. I need to come here for all my beast hide needs. Just like Raspberry World, for all your raspberry needs.
What?
I'm not even drinking, and this stuff's coming out.
What kind of... Was that a joke? I mean...
Yeah. Like I said, like, for all of his, like, tree needs, and I'm like, just like Raspberry World, for all your raspberry needs.
Hey, Godeki, thanks for the host. Sadly, it's only going to last, like, 20 minutes, but thank you for the host. I do need to be going soonish for dinner.
Okay, have we been on almost, like, 40 minutes already? Oh,
Dude, we've been on for over an hour, man.
Wow. Well, but we got some progress.
I kept you really distracted with my shopping list.
While you were doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I did. I guess I looked at the shopping list for an hour and found some stuff. Wow. Which is fine because that was like the grinding stuff that you needed to get done.
And you know what? It got me to finally do some alchemy. So, you know, you're having a good day.
Yeah, much better. All we need to do now is get 2 branches. You know? Ow. Ow. Rain slash. Ow. Ow. Ow.
I hate rain slash. I hate these guys.
So bullshit. Bullshit! You evaded your spell.
That wasn't a spell, that was just my regular attack. Olean! Olean, you beast! You monster!
Well, you did give him the Gemini.
Do it again!
You did upgrade him once. Winter Snake.
So I know you're not like a giant anime fan, Zen, but I got to chat with my viewers about something that I just started watching. Perry and I started watching Ore Monogatari, which is not part of like the whole Bake Monogatari universe. It's like it's totally its own thing. Totally worth watching. Totally worth watching if you're into like the shoujos and like the high school romance animes. Oh my god. It's so great. Go watch it. Go watch it now. You know, I'm just gonna go to the inn and heal.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing to do, since it's right here. To the left.
Yeah, they're up to like 10 episodes now, Truth. I don't know if it's gonna be a half season or a full season, but I haven't laughed that much at an anime in a long time.
Oh wow, the Notorious Monster is actually pretty easy to encounter in this region. He's not in the area you're at now, he's in the upper area. And his grayscale is 100%, so when we need grayscales, we know where to go. Nice.
Oh, and Dragon Ball Super starts on July 5th. Get hype.
Dragon Ball.
Zen, get hype.
I know
you don't watch Dragon Ball, but get hype anyways. Just support me in this, okay?
It's over 9,000!
Damn it, Zen, you never support me.
I just did. Dragon Ball is just... It's good. It's so childish. It's like worse than Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon is childish.
So what?
Sailor Moon is for girls. Dragon Ball was for boys.
So what? It's fun, and also I'm a big Sailor Moon fan. Also,
I wonder why. So you can oogle a 14-year-old.
I grew up with it. It was fun. There's great storylines.
Every episode has to have a transformation. It takes up a third of the episode.
It doesn't
Like,
take up a
Jesus.
third of the episode.
It
What
feels
takes
like
up a
it.
third of the episode is when they do the entire team transformation.
That's so terrible. It's like, I've seen this a billion times. Could you
Zen-
please skip it one time?
Zen, did you like Power Rangers?
No, actually, no. I didn't actually grow up with them.
You were
because...
just a terrible child.
No, Power Rangers, like, I met some friends in middle school when I was in 8th grade. And they were in 7th grade, and they were in 6th. They were watching Power
Did they have
Rangers.
boring childhoods too?
They watched Power Rangers, and I didn't. I watched one episode and thought this was below my age group, and I never watched it again. I was 12 years old, saw one episode, and said, this is not for 12-year-olds.
You missed out.
It was retarded. It was gay. That's the way I thought about it when I was 12.
Well, first of all, that's not an insult. Second of all,
It's not an insult. It is gay.
it prefers the company of men. Who cares? Second of all, like, this show is fun. When did people stop watching TV for fun stories? Why do we always have to watch something fucking heavy?
We don't, but that's kind of like... I mean, well... You know, Power Rangers in Japan didn't hide their identities, and for some reason they had to hide them on the U.S. translated release, and when I learned that, I was like, why? It's like you don't
Because it's
know
part
the Power
of...
Rangers. They all wear the same damn colors when they're just chilling at the cafe. It's like there's no way you could
Zen.
not know it's them.
Kids show, man. Kids show, okay? You
just
watch
wanted
it
to-
for fun.
I just wanted a boy to be the Pink Ranger once.
You just watch it for fun.
Then there was the Silver Ranger, then the Gold Ranger, because the Green Ranger became evil and shit. I don't know. The only reason I know
The
this
Green
is
Ranger
because-
started off evil, then became a member of the team, then Rito was going to kill him by turning his powers against him, and then he
Right.
became a Power Ranger of his own right, and became
Yeah.
the White Ranger.
The only reason I know some of the plot is because when I was watching Fox Kids mornings with X-Men and stuff like that, they would show the advertisements for the Power Rangers, between, you know, like as the commercials.
hmm
So I would catch what the plot is kind of doing.
Yeah, but
Even though
Power
I never
Rangers was
watched
in
any
the
episodes.
after-school time slots.
Yeah, it was Saturday morning for me. But I would catch the ads for them where they would explain, like, coming up, like, don't miss this week's Power Rangers episode from blah blah blah, you know? And I'm like, okay, so that's the plot unfolding, and I would get that. But I would never watch it. So,
You missed out.
I didn't miss out.
You missed
like,
out.
come on, I also saw, like, right after Power Rangers, like, they tried this new thing called VR Troopers.
Dude,
and it
VR
lasted-
Troopers was amazing. Don't
only
you
lasted
dare
one
talk
season.
shit about VR Troopers.
I never saw
That was
any
a great
episode. It
show.
lasted one season and it got canceled, and I'm like, I didn't.
No, it got like 2 seasons. It got like 2 seasons. It was fun.
Then there was Commander AJ Malone, like another series that came out.
I don't remember.
I don't
that
remember what he was part of, and it was so stupid. Like these seasons just kept coming.
one. Zen, you know what?
He's kept coming.
Zen, I've figured out your problem.
What?
You took yourself way too seriously as a child.
Well, you know, I was
You took
masturbating.
yourself too seriously.
No, I didn't.
You took yourself way too seriously. I was full on like Chunibyo problems like until probably my second year of high school, where I finally discovered girls.
I was single all of high school. I never had a girlfriend.
Really?
My senior prom, I didn't go. I stayed at home and played Final Fantasy VI.
See, guys, I never actually got to see Kamen Rider. That's one that I kind of had an interest in, but I never got into Kamen Rider.
So you liked VR.
I haven't actually watched any of the Japanese Sentai shows.
I remember when Transformers became CGI for a while. It was Beast Wars Transformers.
Beast Wars wasn't bad.
And I
The
just
CGI
remember
was
seeing,
shit, but it wasn't
I
that
remember
bad.
seeing one episode and thinking, if this is the technology of the future, I think this looks like shit, and I didn't watch any other episode.
See, I was turned off to Beast Wars because just Reboot was doing
Oh.
it so much better.
I didn't know about Reboot.
Reboot was great.
I just knew Beast Wars was out, and I'm thinking, okay, this is the next season of Transformers, and I don't like it.
It got... Beast Wars actually did get good, and I can say this without rose-colored glasses because I didn't really watch Beast Wars when I was a kid, but a couple of years ago when I was on an overnight shift with one of my friends, he was a big Beast Wars fan, and he fucking brought in all of Beast Wars. So
you just got to marathon them.
for 10 hours a night, because we were working 4 days a week, 10 hours
Yep, I've done
on
that.
overnights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I've
my
done
god,
night
man.
shifts, yeah.
10 hours a night for like a week. We watched
hard to
through
do
the
that,
entirety of Beast Wars, and it actually gets kind of okay. And
Well,
I
you
say
get
that
all
as
the
somebody who's not even a fan of Transformers. Like, I didn't
was
get
never
into
a huge fan as a
Transformers,
kid, but I had some of the
at all.
Transformers like toys, but I never actually really got into it. I actually preferred Mask over Transformers. Mask, and Mask
What
didn't even have a plot.
the terrible
The masks come down and give them power, and they have vehicles that slightly transform into weapons, but not really. And
okay, different mask. I thought you were talking about the horrible cartoon adaptation of the Jim Carrey movie.
No, I'm talking about it was just called Mask, and like they have this crystal that powers their masks, and they're in like. Yeah, I just remember part of the theme song, mask, blah 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 blah. The theme. I don't remember what the lyrics were. I actually like that over Transformers, and Mask is stupid because it has absolutely no plot. As an adult, I watched an episode, I'm like, Transformers is better than this. Transformers actually has a coherent story. Mask has nothing. And as a kid, I liked Mask better.
Yeah, I did wind up seeing the first season of Transformers a couple of years ago, and I can see why it was pretty popular then, because it had a story. It actually had a branching story through that first season that I saw. I mean, it still had, the standard tropes of being a children's cartoon, especially one that was designed to sell toys.
Well, yeah.
But it was better than a lot of the other cartoons at the time as far as how it treated the viewers. Kind of the same way that like Avatar, the Last Airbender was when that was airing. And that one wasn't even to sell toys. That was just like, it was a damn good story that happened to be animated and kids could watch it and enjoy it.
And then, as we're on the subject, He-Man was just selling toys too. The plots
and
were
not very
always
well.
watery.
Not
the
very
plot
well.
was watery. There was Skeletor was incompetent.
Mhm.
I always thought Skeletor was a lich because he is. He's a magic guy who's undead. He's a lich.
I did not watch enough He-Man to be able to argue with you.
So Skeletor is a lich, but they never called him that because He-Man actually mixes fantasy with technology.
Mhm.
There's always technology in He-Man, but it's always in the back burner. They have it.
Thundercats.
It's in the back, and I never watched Thundercats. A single episode, never watched it.
God, the Thundercats reboot that they did a few years ago, actually very good.
I just know that the first episode they actually didn't have clothes,
Mhm.
and the publishers, I think Fox was like, "You got to put clothes on them." Why? They're anthropomorphic cats. They have fur all over the bodies.
Saigan and chat, do any of you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V? No. I used to read the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga when that was coming out pretty religiously. The manga was really good. I tried watching the anime after, reading the manga, and I couldn't do it. The anime was so bad compared to what I'd been reading in the manga.
You got like 9 minutes left.
Like, Yugi in the manga, lit a guy on fire. Yugi in the TV show was kind of dumbed down.
Someone in my high school came with an anime book where this girl had control over this guy, and when she would say sit, he would fall down.
That's, Inuyasha.
Yeah, and she was all over that.
Yeah, that's made by, Rumiko... I'm getting the name wrong. It's the same woman who did Ranma. I loved Ranma. I could not get into Inuyasha.
Oh,
ah!
Now let's hope for that 50% drop rate. Watch him
All right,
okay, treat him. Dilapidate.
We're
fire.
We're gonna take out the zombie first because the zombie can paralyze.
Yeah.
We are going to Runic Aura, and we're just gonna burn down his friends real quick because he's not actually that bad by himself, I don't think. Like, Rain Slash and Paralyze is what's going to make this rough. But we should kill Zombie this turn. I want to say we're going to kill him this turn. Frizzle? Yes. Okay. Alright, we should be fine then.
Yeah, because once his ads are gone,
Yeah.
he attacks twice, but that's not really that big of a deal. There's another version of him with purplish, pinkish, magenta leaves instead of green leaves. I remember seeing that reskin of that a couple times. No, I don't remember in this game, but
Dead Tree? Wasn't
yeah,
it?
maybe Dead Tree.
It was something like that. There have been there are a couple of palette swaps of the face trees.
Mm-hmm. The only colors I can think of though are the green and the magentas. I don't think there's a third color. But of course, there's tons of names for him.
Oh, Ash is bringing up Yu Yu Hakusho. That was another really good one. That was another one that I mostly read the manga, but I saw enough of the anime to see that the anime was pretty similar.
Snake's not dead yet.
No, the snakes have a bit more health. They're a little bit beefier. It's alright. It's alright. We got this. 90s Disney cartoon shows? Dude, Chip and Dale, Darkwing Duck, Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears is the
Watched
best.
all of them.
I always loved Gummy Bears when they actually didn't focus on the bears and they focused on the medieval storyline because I like that. You didn't get many episodes like that though. I loved Sir Duke. I loved his ogres or trolls or whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the whole conflict between the kingdoms. Take out the Gummy Bears and you have a really, really good story there. The Gummy Bears are extra in their own series. They are. I figured that out like towards the end of Gummy Bears. I'm like, you know, I'm more interested in what goes on in this kingdom than I really am about Tubby and Gummy and Sunny.
Well, they do that to make it watchable for different ages. You know, that's why they've got like, I like to think that that's one of the reasons why the Turtles' personalities were so spread out, because, you know, like, you kind of grow up, and as you mature, you start to kind of appreciate the different Turtles.
Some people kept their favorites no matter how old they got. Like, some people will just diehard Aunt Michelangelo fans, and I was always a Donatello fan.
I loved Michelangelo as a kid.
See, everyone loves Michelangelo as a kid.
The older I got, like, I went through a Raphael phase, I went through a Leo phase, and now that I'm older and more mature and wiser, I can see that Donatello is clearly the best turtle.
I always thought he was the best. He was my fave.
Actually, no. My favorite turtle is Casey Jones.
If you want to get technical, like, Mecha Turtle's kind of my favorite.
Oh, man, Mecha Turtle!
He kicks your ass. That's why I like him so much. You don't fuck around.
Saigan, what about Fairy Tail? Have you been watching it? No. I read Fairy Tail religiously up until the big tournament where everybody was cheating and somebody was going to try kidnapping Lucy, and then that's where I stopped having an opportunity to read it at work.
Damn it! No branch.
No branch. We looked for this guy for an hour.
He has a 50% drop rate and no branch. I hate him so much. But this is the fastest way to get 2 upgrades.
It is the fastest way to get 2 upgrades. Unfortunately, we're not going to get those upgrades tonight.
No, we'll get them next week.
We are going on 6 o'clock
We'll get them
here.
next week. I appreciate the game time. It's always fun.
It was a blast. Thank you so much for helping with the alchemy stuff and the shopping list.
Yeah, that was no problem. I mean, you needed an upgrade anyway, so. Okay, so well we got 2 upgrades, 3 upgrades. 3 upgrades. Yeah, we got 3. Hero, crossbow, and weapon. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Everybody in chat, thanks for watching. That's right, Duck. Poor Saigan-chan.
Yeah.
Saigan-chan is sad. Desu. Alright, everybody. See y'all later. Peace out.
You haven't even had dinner yet.
No, I haven't. I'm so hungry.
God. What are you going to have?
I'm getting hungry and angry. It's angry is what Perry calls it.
I don't know what that is.
Angry? It's a combination of it's when you're angry because you're hungry.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you smell the food?
Yes. All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
Later.
Bye.